Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be off to a bit of a rolling start right here on Semois. Yes, indeed, it's nighttime Semois who shall be fighting. Well, in the southern corner we shall be seeing WmdChains, who seems to be, having tea, I suppose. Nonetheless, here he is fighting for the 7th Armoured Division. Desert Rat, supposing himself be a pint of bees? That, you don't measure bees in pints. Anyways, here he is, fighting for the 10th SS Panzer Division. Hohenstaufen, was it Fronsberg? I always sort of can't never get it right. Nonetheless, he's starting off with a 4 pioneer start, but he's also setting up a Wehrmacht quarters. This is a bit unusual. Usually, if you want to go with Wehrmacht quarters, you either go with 2 or 3 pioneers, but you don't go with 4. Usually, if you go for 4 or 5, you tend to sort of go straight for the skirmish phase and then the Krieg barracks. So this is already here a bit unusual. Let's see how this works out. It looks like finally Mr. Chains has stopped sipping tea with biscuits while knitting himself a nice little doily, I don't know. But moving out there, of course, fuel point being immediately secured. I mean, this is again pretty much a no-brainer move on Semois. British player will in most cases go straight for this point. In some cases they might be a bit of a rogue and go for the missions, but pretty much they'll always go for this fuel point. Keep that in mind. Pioneers are moving out, securing also folded a nice bit of the map. First unit out, Volks Grenadiers out to assist the 10th SS. The 10th SS not really having a lot for the fight of the British against the British. It was supposed to have a battalion of Panthers, not Panzers, but Panthers. It didn't get that. It was also supposed to have an assault gun battalion. Oh dear, I seem to be sort of talking a bit too fast. My apologies. Words getting cluttered up, but they were supposed to have that as well. They didn't really have either. Their sort of one last Panzer battalion was essentially a mix of Stuks and Panzer IVs, which was essentially what happened after they'd been sent directly to the Eastern Front before Normandy and then got quickly rushed back when Normandy happened. And Chains sort of waiting for his infantry. Also interesting to note, he's placed it right there. I'm not entirely sure why he's supposed it might be so it's closer to either point, but of course at the same time, I mean, someone could essentially fire from the other side with an embankment and hit it. That's a little detail there. The 10th SS also had to give up some of its troops, I believe 1 reconnaissance battalion, which is pretty big actually, to the 17th SS to reinforce that division. Either way, pioneers getting pushed off as a recce section moves up. I'm not entirely sure how a British infantry platoon was organized in comparison to, say, the American or the German, but I suppose to a certain extent would probably be somewhat along lines the American, since they have more in common, but it's a bit harder for me to say. Points being secured. Otherwise, I think actually a British armoured division was a bit bigger than an American armoured division. The Americans not really having a lot of infantry for those, whereas the British, I believe, might have had a bit more infantry, but I still don't think it would have been sort of the equivalent of a German Panzer division or Russian tank corps. Then again, that might have been. MG42 moving out to support the Volks Grenadiers. Again, not a lot of sort of fighting units, lots of pioneers. Brenker moving forwards, pioneers coming under fire. Having a bit forgotten there. PintofBees securing other points. British troops moving about here in the south, and we're seeing an attempt at tank trapping, essentially covering his flanks, ensuring no one can move through there. Might we be seeing the same here? Yes, indeed, barbed wire and tank traps. Pioneers and the lieutenant go up against each other. Lieutenant Darling, not quite fancy the Hun. And there we go. Looks like we are seeing a infantry section in a Brenker. Might even go off to be a Bren section in a Brenker, also known more colloquially as the Brennin Bren. But these pioneers might soon be getting themselves a nasty surprise as it bursts through the wooden fence, charging straight at the pioneers who desperately need to get out of there then. Tank trap here quickly sorted out as he's now getting another MG team. Interesting enough, he's also going for the skirmish phase, so he's clearly adopting a sort of more defensive posture, with some folks going to do a bit of fighting, but otherwise he's going to be mostly relying on the MGs. And there we go, reconnaissance section moving about, quickly getting the devil out of there. As for news, well, nothing yet. There was a press event yesterday, but seemingly we're not really getting anything until next week from what I've sort of casually learned. Although it should be pretty exciting when we do get the details. Trust me. They can't really say anymore. So we're seeing a mine right down there. Nice job. Could be that Chains could be tempted to rush straight into it. Might also be he's not. No. And the heavy machine gun team getting run off. Run off. Oh dear, oh dear. We did get to see some cool concept art though they had put up on Twitter. I believe if I'm not already, I'll just sort of mention it on my own Twitter. Of course, follow it there for most news as they come out. Generally try to sort of provide some updates and of course also details and comments of my own. But there's a bit of concept art showing some German infantrymen. Well, one fellow, both in a sort of summer uniform and sort of winter with a lot of, you know, ad hoc clothing added on to sort of try and protect him against the cold. So I mean, clearly there's going to be a bit of sort of variance depending on what sort of map you're fighting on, whether it's summer or winter. So that's already a cool little detail there. Sort of the closest look we've actually got of the Germans so far, which is a bit of a shame. Bread section advancing up. Of course, note you can't repair a Brenker with an intersection in it. That was prevented to make it a bit too powerful. Bread section holding up there. Pioneers moving up. Some with a flamethrower. Oh dear, rushing in there. They could be deciding to torch the Tommies, which will certainly not be a bad move. And there we go, torching them. I mean, and with flamethrowers, we've already heard there'll be some improved flame effects, you know, but hopefully when we get to see a video, we might be seeing sort of how improved they are. So that should hopefully turn out to be a pretty spectacular sight. Kampfkraft Center now going up for PintofBees. We are seeing a half-track out. We're not seeing any grenadiers or a pack. And already here, Chains does have a field support truck up. And a captain. Captain Jenkins, so we could easily imagine there might be a Stuart light tank. Yes, indeed. And this is where Mr. PintofBees is in a pint of trouble. Since he has absolutely nothing to really stop it. He has some mines, but I mean, a mine is not going to knock out a Stuart, only sort of temporarily halt it in its tracks. Also quickly pushing on here on the flanks. That's good. Keeping up the pressure on the Brits. Generally want to keep up the pressure on the Brits. You do not want to sort of allow them to get time to sort of gather up for sort of steamrolling you. You really need to keep up the pressure, keep them bleeding all the time. Oh dear, half-tech rushed in without support, getting buttoned by the Bren carrier. And now the Stuart sets in for its prey. Named after a Civil War general. A lot of the tanks were named after that, and interesting enough, they were actually named by the British. The Americans initially didn't actually name their tanks. That was something the British did because, well, they did name their tanks. And then the Americans sort of took over that tradition later on. Pack moving out, so that should help a bit against that Stuart, but now things are a bit tenuous. I mean, this entire area is pretty much open to the advance of the British, which is not necessarily a good thing. But with the pack moving up, although the British also moving out, going straight for this cut-off point. Pack needs to get quickly moving. He needs some grenadiers. He doesn't have them. Mines being spotted by the recce chaps. Of course they can do if they're standing still. There we go, both mines scored, and that's about 50 munitions. Not really a happy expenditure. Gone to waste. And I believe sappers are moving out as well. Infantry section getting suppressed. Stuart advancing up. Could be coming under fire from the pack very soon. And it misses. Hooray! And of course that's going to be a pretty nice signal for Chains to get his own Stuart out there, although the Brenker is now moving up, interestingly enough. And then the rest of the 10th SS is so far holding up behind a small stone wall, hoping for support for rescue. Grenadiers finally getting out. I mean, that's about bloody damn time. Hopefully with a Panzerschreck on the way, that would definitely be of help. Half-track moving up, Captain taking up position in the house, not entirely sure why he wants to be there. Pack moving up, British slowly edging away, although the Brenker could still be a victim of German firepower. And he's still not getting upgraded. What are you up to, Mr. PintofBees? What are you up to? And that pack definitely was not forward enough. But there we go, Panzerschreck on the way. More grenadiers on the way. More infantry of the more solid sort. Brenker getting pushed away. Desert Rats, of course, being rather infamous from the deserts of North Africa, but after arriving in Normandy, they did suffer a lot of setbacks because, well, they were a bit tight, didn't really want to do all that fighting anymore. Thought they'd all earn themselves a break, but of course, also due to the commanders not really keeping up the pressure. There was a lot of details there. And certainly the whole thing culminated in Villers-Bocage, where they got absolutely sandwiched by Michael Wittmann and his SS Schwerer Panzerabteilung 101. Was it 501? Oh dear, never mind. Brits seem to have dug in quite nicely. No attempt really by PintofBees to move in. Perhaps he's waiting for some more grenadiers with some more Panzerschrecks to lead the charge. Although a mortar would definitely also help. Sappers hiding in the graveyard, the cemetery with some Piats. And the Bren troops getting pushed out, taking some losses. Oh, there we go. Stuart moving in, nothing to really support. Grenadiers moving in. Pack could be moving up, and there we go, Grenadiers charging in, but they're getting surrounded on all sides, taking losses. What are you doing, PintofBees? What are you doing? There we go, Grenadiers suffering heavy losses, getting run off. Oh dear, infantry section down, Bren gun left behind. That was anything but good. And the Stuarts sort of stranded behind the building, a pack and Panzerschreck sort of being what awaited as soon as it moves out. And there we go. Oh, nasty hit right there in the rear. Cancer shot gets off, killed some pioneers. Looks like the Stuart though might make it out of there. Albeit very closely, very closely. Sappers quickly move out, trying to get that pack with some Piet fire. More sappers moving up. And we are seeing, yes, lead a 25-pounder gun. Nice position there. Can cover pretty much this entire area, which basically is where all the victory points are. So that's a pretty good move. Going to make things a lot harder for Jerry to move in. Oh, Sapper got knocked out with a Panzerschreck. That was less fortunate. More Piat rounds flying through the air. Grenadiers not really being sent in with a lot of support. Needs to send in the rest of his troops. Perhaps also consider getting a mortar or Granatenwerfer to really bombard those bloody Brits. Oh! Bren getting plastered with pack fire. But looks like it does manage to get out of range. Half-tack doesn't want to get too close. The sappers are still there. Note he's using ambush, which means they get ambush sort of bonuses that makes them makes it easier for them to hit the opponent and perhaps even do a bit more damage. But moving about here, good. Now the assault's moving in. Flamethrower pioneers, grenadiers, Volksgrenadiers, come on, push. Vorwärts, Männer. But artillery right at the same time hitting the cafe. I'm sure René will be pretty cross. But continuing onwards nonetheless. Sappers getting pushed out. Stuart could find itself facing a bit of trouble running into the church with a Panzerschreck. Singing the sermon of Kruppstil and why it's better than British steel, which is sort of silly. Anyways, Stuart heavily damaged, Grenadiers holding out. Need support though. Rushing more Grenadiers appears into the buildings. Although I suppose he could try and hunt down that Stuart captain left on his own. Come on, Jenkins, move it. Don't be silly, Jenkins. But a nice comeback there. Volksgrenadiers managed to secure the Bren machine gun, giving themselves increased firepower, which is definitely going to be helping them. More veteranry on the way for PintofBees. And what's going on here? No further units on the way for Chains. Counter assault. More Bren guns ready. From a fresh infantry section after, of course, the first one was lost tragically, giving the Hun a Bren. The Bren originally being a Czechoslovakian light machine gun. But the British thought that was a pretty good design and used it themselves, thus grabbing a bit of both names, where the was first manufactured and then, of course, was manufactured in Britain, forming the name Bren. But there we go, Volksgrenadiers moving up. Opening up, and there we go, 25-pounder gun barrage. Right into the cemetery, utterly desecrating. For what do the British care about the dead? And as of course, they're dead Huns. But it looks... Oh dear, what an absolute unfortunate situation. And this is not really doing well either. I mean, note, there's not a lot of windows in such a church like this for some reason. So, I mean, all these troops aren't really doing a lot. He needs to consider getting some of that out of there. Stuart, though, continues. Oh, getting pelted by Pantrix. Oh, the Grenadiers evacuate. Ow. What a miss. I'd say that he might have been able to get off another one and get that Stuart. But the Stuart continues to haunt the dreams of the 10th SS Panzer Division. Mostly formed, I believe, from troops from Hungary or Romania, or at least Volksdeutsche, that is what people would consider German. What sort of German? Well, the Germans. And a lot of them joined up because, well, serving in the Waffen-SS, well, of course, being a bit stricter, was still a lot better than serving in the Hungarian or Romanian armies. In particular, the Romanian was apparently terrible in the way it treated its soldiers. But Volksdeutsche is moving up, opening up with a Bren. Oh, sappers, and again, note, troops are much easier to hit and kill. Stuart firing away, pack moving up. Another sapper, more Grenadiers moving up. He might want to actually get a bit more aggressive, though. He's being really passive, which I don't think is sort of really helping him. There's a lot of over here, for example, and now, of course, pushing through there. So I really think PintofBees needs to get a bit of more action into his movements, and Chains is floating an awful lot of resources, but that might have something to do with this armored command track moving out, which is probably what he is intending to use. Probably get some Cromwells out. Church getting pummeled. And the Grenadiers quickly getting out of there. Volksdeutsche is quickly retreating. A nice move, I think, could have been for PintofBees to consider getting a medic bunker, again, sort of help with attrition. Make the fight tougher, last longer. Stuff like that. Sabres moving forward. Mortar rounds. Veteran T2. Interesting. Interesting. But again, I do think PintofBees needs to be more aggressive. Again, it's not really helping him to just sort of sit about. But now, note, he doesn't really have a lot of, foothold in the central area. Or does... Oh, sappers getting burnt alive by these Veteran T2 pioneers. And the captain makes a run for it as well. And there's also been absolutely no commandos as of yet to assist. Half-track still moving about. It might be an idea for him, since he's so happy about using it to get some veterancy for it. Would make it a lot harder to damage, and Veteran T2 would make it do more damage. Oh dear, 2 Cromwells on the way. And by the looks of it, not really a lot to stop it, in particular since he's having trouble even just stopping that Stuart light tank. So there's the first Cromwell arriving. Flanks are pretty open. I mean, there's Grenadiers now with dual Panzer checks, but that's really going to leave him a bit open against infantry. Again, that's something you also want to be careful about. In fact, both Panzer Grenadiers are now dual Panzer strikes. Cautious. Caution, caution. I mean, it's not really going to make them more effective against infantry. Grenade now being launched. One chap goes down. Trying to desperately throw a grenade, but those damn Brits keep moving about, and then they retreat. And sounds like some pioneers went down to the Cromwell. Grenadiers moving up. Panzer strikes flying, connecting. Nice hit by the pack. Down to half health. Of course, there's already another Cromwell ready. With the third one on the way, the 7th Armoured is really getting ready to launch a blow against the Krauts, the Huns. Oh, almost getting the Brenker, but still he can't even get that. He does have veterancy free, and again, sometimes you have to be careful about, pouring too much veterancy into your troops. In particular, when you only have about, 3 Grenadiers or 4. Especially now he's going heavy on the armor. I mean, I definitely would have recommended, consider getting a Sturm army, perhaps getting some Stuks or a Nebelwerfer. Now he's, of course, getting more Panzer strikes. I mean, it's great against the tank, but it's not really going to help against all this infantry. He needs an LMG for that, and some more regular Grenadiers. We're getting stuck by the MG42, of course. There's still the 25-pounder gun. Ooh, full retreat. Nice job. And looks like the Grenadiers are moving in against the armor command truck just as another Cromwell gets ready, the third one. And a Stu 42 arrives, die Sturmhaubitze. Salvaging the half track. Cromwell's moving towards the center. More artillery fire. Grenadiers getting pushed away. MG getting pushed off. Pack slightly awkwardly placed. Pushkin's moving up. Grenadiers leaving to deal with this armor command truck. Not going to last long. Oh, Pack getting hit from all sides. Cromwell though goes out of control. Small victory there. Not sure why sending in the Stu 42. Armor command truck down. Definitely not going to either side's favour really. Pack moving up while the other one is cleared out. Stu 42 is in a bit of trouble. And the false Grenadiers and Grenadiers moving in. Again, dual Pantrix. Do be careful with it. I do see so many go so absolutely heavy on, and then of course get beaten by infantry. I mean, you know, consider getting an LMG 42 like that, for example, could also do great. It's also going to, for example, be great when you see, you know, a chap flies out of the sky with a commando glider, and then have them rushing into an MG 42. That's really going to hurt. Instead, we are now seeing Chains moving in. Might be getting that Stuart light tank there. False guys need to retreat. Rückzug, Männer! Rückzug! We don't want to die as heroes. And now, of course, there we go. Pummeling the headquarters command truck since it's so absolutely close. Moving in with Pantry. Of course, the British forces are moving in. And he doesn't really have a lot to stop it except the Stu 42. Dear, oh dear. And the Grenadiers could even go down if they're forced to retreat through that. No veterancy for the armor either. PintofBees, veterancy. Oh, bugger me, clumped up. Several Grenadiers went down. Pantrich left behind. And these pioneers need to get out of there as well. Quite the reversal though for either side. I mean, Chains just lost 3 Cromwells and a Stuart, but PintofBees lost Panzerschreck to the enemy, several Grenadiers and Packs. That's not really what you consider good for either side, but Stu moving up. More infantry, of course, but again, get some anti-infantry. You need something to stop those sappers. And of course, using the Brenko to button up the Stu, losing it to the Piats. Dearie, dearie me. Though the headquarters command track is pretty banged up, and now we are seeing commandos dropping in, and of course, note they can drop into the fog of war. So that way, commandos are really, you know, troops you not necessarily want to use in the thickest of it, but you know, on the flanks where the enemy then will force to actually gather force from the front line to actually deal with them. I mean, lighter forces can really have troubles with them because they are 6 men with Sten guns, demo charges, grenade and smoke. I mean, they're going to actually quite a bit to deal with them. I mean, right here, I mean, this means PintofBees will have to force out something from the front. And again, rushing in as Stu 42 without support, without retency. That's not right, mate. There we go, commandos securing what they can. Also, a fun fact, if you can then connect your gliders to your own territory, they can actually be used sort of like a forward barracks to reinforce from. Fun little fact there. But a lot of players don't use it, but it can really be effective. False guys, an MG42 moving up. Oh, PintofBees, you don't run into submachine gun range. And grenades, we're seeing the MG42 going up, but of course commandos can just sort of stick to the cover and flank it. Really poor handling right there by PintofBees of this situation. Mortar is firing as well, but oh dear, he might even be losing the MG42 because he's not paying attention. Trying to get the... Oh, so close, but the Pack's getting knocked out by the 25-pounder gun. And there we go, MG42 secured by the commandos, swiftly moving out. Grenadiers moving up. Only 1 Panzerschreck, I suppose that gave them some chance, but still, that MG42 is going to be a huge issue. And it's actually time to have a look at PintofBees again. Infantry section rushing into this 242, which of course is pretty much useless. More artillery. I believe that is commando artillery going in on the mortar. Ow! Dear. It's still salvageable. He's actually trying to use it to knock out the 25-pounder gun. He needs that stew salvaged. Come on, salvage. I mean repair, not salvage. It's not gone yet. Another Cromwell ready from the 7th Armoured. What are you doing, Pint? Repair that stew. The British are coming for it. And there we go, stew lost, out of control. Not really good handling of that. Not really good handling at all, I fear. Now the Cromwell's moving in. Could be get pummeled by several Panzerschrecks. And repairing the 25-pounder gun like a good fellow. That's nice to see. Salvaging the Stu 42, that's not bad either. We are seeing more veterancy for the support units. Not entirely sure I think that's what he needs to get. He needs to get some armor on the field. Not more veterancy. I mean, again, be careful about just plummeting veterancy into things. It's not necessarily going to lead you to victory as soon as possible. In particular, when set veterancy could get you some Stooks or Stews or something like that. I mean, veterancy 3 for infantry is not support infantry more specifically. It's not really going to do him much at the moment. MG42 needs to retreat. Moving in, numerous Panzerschrecks. Pummeling the Cromwells.
You defend the fatherland until death.
And now sending in a half-track to reinforce at the front. Dearie, dearie me. What are you doing, PintofBees? And the 25-pounder gun fires once more, heroically. Commander's getting charged by the Pioneers, veterancy 3. Suffering quite a bit of damage to the flamethrowers, but they're getting pushed out simply too much, being arrayed against them. And PintofBees' front line is pretty much shattered. Trying once more to get those half Cromwells with Panzerschrecks, but he's losing the half track to artillery and the Cromwells. Nicht gut. Not good at all.
Attention. The enemy advances. We are losing ground.
So now all his troops are in his base, and Chains is busy securing the rest. I mean, he's got a lot of things to attack with. 4 Pioneer teams with flamethrowers. There's 1 Volkskrone team with a Bren and some Panzerschrecks, but really it's not really very diverse, and it's basically getting hammered every time. In particular, since he now looks like he's blowing up a bit. Headset keeps slipping about, a bit annoying. Now he's getting armor veterancy. Come on, mate. Get some armor first. Decoy smoke, I imagine.
Gun crew here.
And now firing. Oh, it looks like already most of PintofBees infantry is dodging that. Attacking from some side. Mortar stolen by the Brits. Oh dear, oh dear. Charging right into the mess. Mortar cleared out. Infantry taking losses. MG though firing up. And a full retreat forced in there. And firing artillery right there into the retreat path. Volkskrone and Pioneers continue, but they should have been able to sort of continue up there while the other thing was going on. Perhaps clear out that MG, but no more. Tiger ready, that might be what the 10th SS needs. Let's just speed this up a bit. Clearly he's hoping for that tiger to desperately save his hide before High Command decides to strip him of his rank, and now he's getting a stag hound. And of course note, it drove right past his fuel point right there, so he actually was able to see it. I mean, points like that do provide a bit of line of sight in Company Views 1. Don't think it will be in Company Views 2 since True Sight and all that, but just a detail. Lots of artillery right here, hoping to stop the German attack, and there we go. Tiger moving forwards, Veteran C2. Veteran C1 provides damage resistance, Veteran C2 health bonus, Veteran C3 penetration bonus. So it's actually harder to penetrate. Let's see if this salvages the 10th SS situation. Volksgrenadiers getting pummeled by the Cromwells. Charging right into things. Tiger opening up on the commando gunners. Full retreat right here. Lots of artillery right onto the German forces. Only decoy though. Pioneers continue. MG42 down. Pack could be cleared out. Lieutenant could be burned alive, turned into a crisp. This could be the time though for PintofBees to secure as many packs as possible. At least they're gone now. Cromwell's continue down south. Tiger moving in. Sappers taking heavy losses. They could be forced to retreat for all of this. He's actually demolishing his own packs. A bit brazen. And of course getting a Firefly now. Cromwell's moving away. They have been quite a bit repaired, I do believe. Yes, we are seeing some expert repair sappers, meaning of course the Cromwells can be over repaired, actually giving them more hit points than a fresh Cromwell, which essentially I suppose means they've got modified a bit with some extra armor bolted on. Keep the Tiger close to the infantry. And there we go, charging in once more, and again the sort of lack of anti-infantry capability for the Grenadiers shows. Getting forced away. Rest of the forces hanging out, getting reinforced there. Pretty equal in terms of victory points though. And this Bren carrier is still proving to be a menace. I mean, it's 30 minutes into the game and it's still there. But Veteran C3 for the armor, that's nice I suppose, but again he needs some infantry to support it. And again, a medic bunker much earlier would have helped him with that in particular. Ooh, Pioneers hit a mine on the retreat.
RAF will be providing us HQ glider support.
And HQ glider's nice, but Chains currently is a bit lacking in population. So we can't really take advantage of that. Well, he can, but not really what comes out of it. Staghound moves in against the Tiger. Volksgrenadier is moving up as well.
It's being overrun.
Nice hit there. Volksgrenadiers though taking heavy damage from the Cromwells and the Staghound. Grenadiers moving out once more. Wondering if PintofBees is completely sane. Let's speed this up a bit again. Could be they're setting up for flank assault. Firefly can't be produced due to the population. Artillery firing. Grenadiers taking up position there. Tiger moves up on the flank. Grenadiers supporting that again. Something that would be nice. Also note the LMG actually gets a bonus against British infantry in terms of suppression. Cromwell getting pelted. Brits providing fire though. Sappers moving up, getting grenaded, getting hit. Oh, grenadier team went down. They were much too slow in moving out. And now we're seeing actual artillery right there on the Tiger. One of the dangers of staying too close to a point that belongs to the enemy. More troops moving up. More grenadiers, it looks like. And of course securing a panzer check from the enemy. Firefly almost ready. Commandos getting attacked by the pioneers. Commandos getting scorched alive, turned into crisps. While the Tiger Grenadier support pushes up in the centre. Although it looks like the pioneers might be losing to the commandos. Grenade going off. And a Cromwell is in fact down. Another Cromwell bites the dust. Bren gunners are buttoning up the Tiger. But the attack continues up the section. Volkskriegs moving in. Staghound could be the next. And the reconnaissance section is getting blasted by the Volkskriegs with a Bren gun. And he's even over-repaired the howitzer. That's nice. Infantry section down. That's a Piet section down, in fact. Oh, Staghound bites the dust as well, but the Fireflies there are rhyming with a 17-pounder gun. They were not able to actually fully equip all Shermans like that, so they were sort of spread out and for each platoon. Oh, the Brenker finally went down, but usually each Sherman section or platoon would have 3 Shermans and then a Firefly. Cromwell sort of like that, but they did actually try and sort of make a Cromwell variant, which is called the A30 Challenger, which was sort of like a Cromwell, except it was larger, but it still had the 17-pounder gun on it. Tiger keeps racking up the kills. PintofBees moving out, while commandos continue to prove a nuisance down there. Firefly moving in, artillery damage engine on the Tiger. Firefly getting pasted, another Firefly arriving. More artillery, pioneers trying to repair, and of course, no, actually, veterancy-free pioneers do not suffer a penalty when repairing a tank. It's something very unique to pioneers. Veterancy-free, they can actually repair a tank without becoming super easy targets. That's to sort of show their expert repairmen or something like that. Stu 42 arrives.
Garrison staff requesting immediate support. They're under attack.
Might be an idea to try and deal with that. Commando team, and note they're actually laying down a demo charge, which can sort of be easily dealt with by Stu 42. Still, he needs to do something about it. He's losing victory points quite fast. He's blitzkrieging. I think that might have been an accidental move right there. I don't think he intended to actually go blitzkrieg right away. Firefly moving in. Tiger heavily damaged. Not entirely sure why I moved it up there either. Tiger, though, engine is repaired. Needs more pioneers. Needs more everything, essentially. Tiger has to be careful. Oh, nasty. Although only pioneer still, you know, demo charges are nasty like that.
Unknown number of enemy are moving on one of our victory points.
And let's go return here. The church's not really in a good condition anymore. In fact, most of this village is pretty banged up. Oh, nice hit there by the Stu 42. Entire sapper section went down in a howitzer explosion. Commanders do manage to secure Piat. I suppose that's a small comfort. Tiger continues to get repaired. I mean, that's going to take some time. It's been pretty damaged. Additional Cromwells arriving. Oh, artillery gets a Grenadier squad over there, I think, or was it Pioneers? Probably Pioneers. Not really the day of the Pioneers in this match.
Gun crew here.
Well, you know, it helps having both 2 munitions points secured.
They're losing territory.
And looks like the Tiger will be forced into the fight once more. More Grenadiers marching up.
One of our sectors has been cut off.
Need to get into a structure though for a bit of cover. Oh dear, taking heavy losses. That might be an idea just to get them retreated. Stu 42 actually sort of chipping away at the health. Volksgrenadiers and Pioneers charging right at the commandos. Fire away. Fire frei. And get that tiger moving. That's going to be your primary method of salvation. Grenadiers need to retreat. Rückzug. And artillery getting called in right as the assault moves in. Was it just decoy? Probably decoy to give this Firefly more time to get out there. Grenadiers getting pelted again. Stand gun 5. Flamethrower Pioneers moving against the recon section, forcing them away. And artillery against the ruins of the cafe. Moving in, trying to get that Firefly, which is probably going to be the primary threat to the Tiger. Heavy damage. Grenadiers heavily wounded. They're moving in. Be careful, careful. Retreat. Rückzug. Bren section in a trench. Grenadiers need to get out there. They're moving too close. The commandos are cloaked up. And there's a Panzerschreck in the trench. Don't move forwards. He's getting too greedy. Oh dear. This could prove to be fatal to his Tiger.
We have lost him.
There we go. Buttoned up. He got too greedy. Too greedy. Lost a Grenadiers squad as well. Not good at all. Tiger's out of control. That was the loss he should not have suffered. He got too greedy, thought he would get that Firefly instead. The Firefly got him, or well, the Brits got him. Not really good at all. You should just have pulled out there, perhaps tried to deal some damage to the commandos, but not gone after there. That was simply too reckless. And now his Tiger paid the price. Moving against that victory point. Then he's moving out with a Panzerschreck. Obviously trying to get another Tiger. Does hold the flanks, which is nice, I suppose. Of course, the Cromwells will try and fix that. Tiger arrives once more. Grenadiers moving in on their own. Grenade into the trench. Trying to get the Fireflies, but of course getting brenned up. Another grenade right into the trench. Clears it out, in fact, and they secure the trench themselves. That could actually prove to be an issue for Chains right there. Flamethrower Pioneers moving in, hoping to scorch some Brits. But looks like they're both retreating. Ooh, some actually do go up in flames. Cromwell's getting pasted. Tiger moving in. Ooh, Cromwell does manage to speed away just seconds before the Tiger gets it. More Pioneers for PintofBees. Let's just speed this up again. More artillery right into the mess of things. And of course into the trench. It's not really going to do a lot. I mean, the trench pretty much protects against everything, against flames and grenades. And then he actually leaves it, which seems a bit odd. Moving in once more against. And he loses a Grenadier squad. I mean, remember, while veterancy for the infantry protects them against other infantry weapons, it does not provide protection against tanks. I mean, Cromwells are going to knock out Grenadiers quite easily in that way. So, I mean, don't just rush them out in no cover. They will need cover to fight tanks. Again, a medic bunker really much earlier would have helped him.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
Pack now on the way, although that's probably going to be a target to that 25-pounder gun. I mean, if you want to be sneaky, he'd get a Stu 42, rush in, knock it out.
Losing a sector.
Looks like Chains is actually knocking out the church. And in fact, all other buildings. He's tired of having his opponent hiding there. Although in Common Fuse 2, apparently all that's going to involve, of course, is basically lighting the buildings on fire. But of course, that means, you know, you can't use themselves. So of course, the question becomes, you know, how more useful will buildings be? So it actually sort of becomes, you know, a bit of math. You know, do you actually want to knock that building out?
Ready! Heavy armor attack! Squad is under fire! Stay calm and do your
Stuart moving, or Stacker moving up on the flank, and then of course while these Tigers occupy with that, looks like Chains is setting up for the big push into the center. Or is he? More packs moving in. Would have recommended Sturmgeschütz. In particular, Infantry 3, they would have been formidable. Pioneers getting forced off once more. In fact, he managed to control all 3 victory points at the moment. But again, I mean, Chains is very low in infantry. Most of what he has is actually armor. Repair bunker up, that's not a bad move. But I mean, Semois has, you know, not really have seen better days. In particular, what with trenches being dug right in the middle of everything. In fact, it's right at the edge of the cemetery, or what used to be the cemetery. I mean, they're lucky they're not digging up bodies. And we are seeing a commando grenade. Let's get out and quickly get in, although it looks like Hans did not make it. Artillery on, of course, artillery is not going to really do much. Packs moving in. No real attempts, though, to get that 25-pounder gun. We're finally seeing a Panzer command coming up, though. About bloody damn time. He could, of course, also get a half-track, perhaps get some rockets off. A Wurfrahmen, if you will. Let's just speed this up. This... Oh, Pack got knocked out. And I think actually, and this is where PintofBees again is making a mistake, he's actually trying to wait out Chains, but essentially all Chains will do is steamroll him. Because he has the artillery. Oh wait! He's once more going for it with a Pack. Will he get it this time around? No, he's stopping! He's stopping! Oh, PintofBees, you could have gotten it! Ty getting attacked on all sides. Firefly down. Artillery getting called in. Going for the victory points. Get the Firefly down. Fireflies. Oh, so many resources being floated. My goodness. But I suppose Chains really hasn't had a lot to use it on, but still, my goodness, that's insane. Commander's being dropped in. He's essentially rushing for all the victory points. Panther ready. That's actually going to be an issue for the Armoured Force of the 7th. Must be on the length from the 9th SS Panzer Division. Cromwell's getting attacked. Pioneers rush to the trench. Fun against these Panther-equipped sappers. Another Cromwell went down. Rather heavy losses for the 7th Armoured. Although not quite Villiers Bocage either, though. Pioneers down. One commando heroically grenades the trench. And another Pioneer team goes down to the Cromwell. And rushing in the Panther to try and protect his flanks. Well, let's just speed this up. This is pretty much game over. Outmaneuvered by the 7th, the Desert Rats. The 10th SS is pretty much down for the count. And a demo charge. And there we go. Game over, a loss to the 10th SS. Desert Rats got the win for King George. And what can we learn from this? I mean, this was rather a series of mistakes made by PintofBees. You know, too many panics and not enough to deal with the infantry. Running about troops out in the open against Cromwell's not good either, and he definitely got too much veterancy too fast. In some cases, he probably would have met off with a Panzer Command or a Sturm Armory, and he definitely should have got himself a medic bunker up, perhaps even 2. And I think he also he wasn't quite, you know, determined enough to get that 25-pounder gun. Had he done that, that would also, you know, really done a lot of damage to Chains, who, on the other hand, did a lot of damage to PintofBees with it. Chains, of course, certainly could have been a bit better himself with perhaps some emplacements up. I mean, casualty clearing station would really have helped him as well. And perhaps another howitzer when he had all those resources. But again, I mean, overall, pretty good game. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends? And if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own? This is Imperial Danes, and cheers.